Nitin sir, I've started with the class, started live streaming it, so you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, good evening. Today we are going to have a session on physics. We'll be revising the concepts which we have already done through the questions. Okay. Starting with the first question. Okay. So we can solve the question. A substance of mass 49.53 gram occupies 1.5 cm cube of volume. The density of the substance in grams cm minus 3 with correct number of significant figures is. Okay. So it's basically not like they're not asking you what is density. It's basically they want to check your concepts related to significant figure. So for example, I know that the formula for density is equal to mass upon volume. So mass is 49.53 grams. 49.53 grams. Upon the volume is 1.5. This is given in gram. This is given in cm cube. So as I have to find the answer in gram cm minus 3 itself, so I don't have to do any unit changes. And I'm differentiating, I'm trying to divide them. So after dividing them, the value which I get is 32.87 grams cm minus 3. Okay. So I have this as the answer, 38.87. So further, if you see the options, so there's not much of the option, but the thing is, I have to, they haven't specified me how many number of correct significant figure. I have to just the density of substance with correct number of significant figures. Okay. So now how I'll decide that correct number of significant figures. So this, you can see that this is basically a division. So when I'm talking about division, in case of division, I have to take that, I have to give the answer in that number of significant figure, which contains which among this contains the minimum number of significant digits. So you can see among this and this contains 4, this contains 2. So I'm supposed to give my answer in two significant figures. So if I'm trying to summarize, if I'm trying to write it in the two significant figure, so you can see that I have how much? This is basically 32.87. And I'm summarizing it in a 2-digit. So basically it will become how much? 3 point, or if I'll be writing it, it will be basically 33. So you can see that there is not you don't have an option related to this, so that option is none. This like option is not there in this, because two significant figure, the answer will come up to 33, because 32 point, this will become 9. If again I am seeing this, it is basically 3, it will become, that option is not there. Okay. Right, next question. Okay, next question. And we all can try. Next question. The next question says, is a car moving with a velocity of 20 meters per second is stopped in a distance of 40 meters. If the same car is traveling at double the velocity, the distance traveled by it's the same retardation as. I'm supposed to find out the retardation. So if I'm getting the answer in negative sign, so it's correct. Basically, that should be your first testing. Please try solving. Car is moving with 20 meters per second is stopped. So whenever I have a stopped, I have an answer, which is D. Okay, so D is 160 meter. Okay. So if I'm writing the case 1, so basically when it is stopped, so I have to say that V is coming to 0. and u is this velocity. So now I'm saying what is, if I'm using the equation of motion v square is equal to u square plus 2as. So from this I know that this is 0. So 0 square is equal to 20 square plus 2 times of a into 40 meter. Okay, this is the s in the first case. So using this, if I want to write 2a will be basically equal to 400 upon 40, which is 10, which gives me acceleration is equal to 5 meter per second square. Now, this is for the first case. As this is same car, so acceleration now when I'm talking about again with the same condition, if I want to write basically here, so here also you can see the a will be negative here because it will be minus 400, so I'll get negative. So negative sign is just specifying that what, it's an retardation, it's in stopping acceleration. Same here also, u square will be minus 2as. I need to find out s will be basically u square upon minus 2a, u square minus 2a, because again retardation. So u square is basically have to the car is traveling at the double the velocity. So now double is 40. So 40 into 40 upon negative 2 into minus 5. Okay, this gets cancelled. So 5 times 8, 2 times 4, so 160 meter. Okay, right. So 160 meters is the answer. Okay. Going to the next question. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So the option is 90 correct, because yeah, they're telling you to find out velocity and acceleration. Acceleration is when I'm talking about a circular motion. So this will be always directed towards the center, the centripetal force. So that is what is the centripetal acceleration. It will be always along to the radius, you say. And here the velocity will be always tangential. So the angle between them is always 90 degrees, right? Okay. Going to the next question. Yes.
A number, sir.
Sorry?
A number 1/2.
1/2 or minus 1/2?
1/2, sir.
It's a dot b, right? It's a dot b. It should be equal to 0.
Yes.
So this is for j first. This is for I.
Oh,
This should be minus 8. Minus 8
nice,
plus
nice.
12. Minus 8 alpha equals to 0. So minus 8 alpha is equal to minus 8 alpha is equal to 12 minus 8 is 4. Okay, 12. So it will go in this side, alpha. Okay. This is plus, right? So this is
Yes.
plus 8 alpha plus 8 alpha. So alpha is minus 1/2. Correct. This is plus over here.
Yes.
Right. Next. Okay. Next.
0. A number freely.
You can write your answer in the comment box. Like, you can keep on yourself on mute. Okay, so answer is 0 because it's a freely falling body. So now if I'm talking about the condition freely falling body, if a body is it's a lift and it's at rest and it is freely falling. If it is freely falling, basically the condition will become what? mg. First of all, it is coming down, so it will be mg minus n. That is a normal force which is acting in this direction, which will be equal to the mass into acceleration. So the normal force will be given by mg minus a, and since it is free falling, so a will become equal to g. A will become equal to g, so it will be g minus g, which will give me answer as 0. So n is equal to 0. So this is what this normal is, only what is measured as a weight. Next question. Okay, let's see. G. So we have an answer. Answer is A. 3 kilowatt. Okay, let's see. A motor pump lifts 6 tons of water. So 6 tons is basically given. So if I'm writing the mass for this, so mass is basically 6 tons. 6 tons is basically equal to 6,000 kg. 6,000 kg. And the water from a height of well of depth 25 meter to the first floor of height 35 meter. So the total height basically becomes 25 plus 35 meter, which is nothing but it's equal to 60 meters, and it half the time taken is t is equal to 20 minutes. So basically minutes has to be converted into seconds. So 20 times 60, which is nothing but 1200 seconds. So now if I'm trying to find out the work, so first I'll try to find out the power of the pump. That is what our question is. So as we know, the power is given by work upon time in this case. So work is here is basically this is gravitational potential energy. So I'll write it as mgh over time, where m is 6,000, g is 10, h is 12, h is 60. H is 60 and the time is 200 seconds. So basically I have 6 times 2, which is equal to 3,000. So this is basically what? This is 3,000 watts, which is nothing but 3 kilowatts. Okay, so answer is right, it is 3 kilowatts. Okay, let's go to the next question. So it is equal to G. Okay, fine. So let's see the question. This A is, if I'm writing A of center of mass, so A of center of mass formula is given as M1 A1 plus M2 A2 upon M1 plus M2. Now here it is mentioned that the balls are thrown simultaneously in air. So the acceleration of the center of the mass. So because it is thrown simultaneously in air, so I can write that A1 equal to A2 is equal to G. Now if I'm substituting that in the formula, so I can write that A center of mass is equal to M1G plus M2G upon M1 plus M2. So moving further, if I take G common from the numerator, I can write as G is M1 plus M2 in bracket and then upon M1 plus M2, which cancels this term, which gives me answer as A of COM is equal to G. So what is the answer? Is equal to G. Okay, it's equal to G. Okay. Yeah, next. Answer is B or D. Okay. Fine. So the value of acceleration due to gravity at a depth 1600 kilometers, then the formula is given as GD equals to G1 minus D upon capital R. I know here the G is, nothing is mentioned, so I'll take it as 9.8. Then 1 minus 1600 kilometers upon 6400 kilometers, which cancels 0 to 0. So this basically gives me 9.8 times 1 minus 16 upon 4, 64 is 1 upon 4, which gives me value as 9.8 into 3 upon 4. Okay, so if I solve this, this will be how much? Okay, this will be basically 10. So 4 times 2 is 8, then 18, so 16 and 25. So 25.3. So basically 3 5 is 15, 12, 13, 6, 7. So 73.5, 1 more decimal, so 7.35 meters second minus 2. Yeah, so answer is D. Correct. Answer is D. Okay. Next. This is easy. It's a definition kind of thing. Ninth is 8, right? It's tensile stress by tensile. It's tensile stress and longitudinal strain. It can be like tensile stress and tensile strain also. Longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain also. Normal stress by normal strain also. All these things can is fine. Hydraulic is basically they're talking about volumetric. So this is basically bulk modulus. Shearing is they're talking about shearing modulus. right? So this is basically, this represents 1D, this represents 3D, this represents 2D, and this is nothing like this bulk stress and longitudinal strain. There's no quantity like this. Other quantity which you're supposed to study is sigma, that is Poisson's ratio here. The Poisson's ratio is basically what? It is lateral stress by it's lateral strain by tangential or you can shearing strain. So it's basically that. Next, hydraulic lift works on the basis of number D, Bernoulli's law. Hydraulic lift works on the basis of both. Yeah, okay. So this is Pascal's law. Pascal's law. Stokes' law is basically what it talks about 6 pi eta RV. This is about viscous force 6 pi eta RV. Lossless law, we don't have to get into that. That is velocity kind of thing. Then the Bernoulli's theorem is there where we write it as we have one pressure, one kinetic energy, and one potential energy. So three energies are there, which is equal to constant. So Pascal's law is basically defines what you apply a pressure at one point, it will be the same pressure will be applied at every point of that particular liquid. So the answer for this will become what? Answer for this will become Pascal's law. Let's see the next one. SI unit of specific heat capacity. Joule per kg per Kelvin. Okay, no doubt in this. Let's move to the next question. Okay, for which combination of working temperature efficiency of Carnot engine is least? Answer is D. Yeah, answer is one answer I have is D. I have Suyot's answer as D. So Carnot engine efficiency is given by was eta is equal to 1 mic minus T lower temperature than T higher temperature. Okay. Efficiency is 0.2. 0.2 efficiency will be like the efficiency will be in percentage, so it will be 20%. Yeah, the value will be 0.2. Correct. Value will be 0.2. Yeah, Komal also have the answer as D. So we can see this. This is the lower temperature upon higher temperature. If I solve this, this gives me 20%. Basically, what is the Carnot engine is something which works in this efficiency directly T low by Ti. We have another two things which is there is one is heat engine, another one is refrigerator. Another one is refrigerator. So if I'm just so heat is basically in the case of your heat engine, what happens we at a higher temperature T1, which is a reservoir, a hot reservoir, it supplies a heat Q1 to the heat engine. It does some amount of work. So this basically there will be a heat loss, which will be basically T2. This is will be in the terms of Q2. So when I'm trying to refine this, this will be basically written as, in this case, we write it as 1 Q2 upon Q1. Lower by higher, or I write it as 1 minus T2 by T1. Because here my this thing is what I want this to supply higher temperature on this. And using this only we can write down the work done also. Here refrigerator, it is also basically tries to take out the heat from the colder to make it still more cold. Only the direction will be out. And because I'm trying to take out the heat from a lower temperature, I want to transfer it to the higher temperature. Like here it will be higher temperature, here it will be lower temperature. So for that, I have to give an external work done, because according to the Kelvin's Planck statement, to transfer the heat from a higher, lower temperature to a higher thing, I need to do some external work. Okay, so answer is D, 20%. This is for Carnot engine. Another one is C. Carnot engine is type of a heat engine. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, direct formula 3 by 2 KT RT, 3 by 2 KT. No difficulty in this. Actually, not. Yeah, next question. Two simple pendulums A and B are made to oscillate simultaneously, and it is found that A completes 10 oscillations in 20 seconds and B completes each oscillation in 10 seconds. The ratio of lengths of A and B is. Answer is D. Others, what is the answer? Gautam has answered as D. Suyog says C. Komal says B. Okay, so we have three different answers. Fine, let's see that because they have said what? They have said that it completes 10 oscillations in 20 seconds. So I know that basic formula for T in case of pendulum is 2 pi root over L upon G. So I see that 2 pi and this is we root over L by G is there, 2 pi is constant. I can see here is what they have said 10 oscillations per 20 seconds. So basically they're talking about time period. So if I'm writing it for in case of A, so how I'll write 10 oscillations. So 10 oscillations basically is 20 seconds. So number of oscillations per second. Number of oscillations per second. So I should write it as what? 10 oscillations in 20 seconds, right? Number of oscillations per second. Okay. And or if I want to write number of okay, number of oscillation per second, 2 pi LA and G. This is not changing. Or for B, if I want to write, I'll write it as what? Number of oscillations. So number of oscillations. So I have 8 oscillations per second. So 2 pi root over LA by G. So if writing this, this is basically what this will become 1 by 2. 2 pi is constant. So I'll just divide it. They're asking me ratio of length of A to length of B. So what I'll do is just square the both sides. Okay, I will square the both sides. I'll get it as 1 by 2 whole square. 2 pi I'm not taking anywhere, that will get cancelled. So I'll get it as LA by G. And upon I have 8 by 10. So 8 by 10 is nothing but 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 whole square LB by G. Okay. This is something what we are getting. So I have to find out ratio of LA to LB. So LA is nothing but it is G by 4. LB is nothing but G times 16 upon 25. I'm writing this will be G by 4 into 25 G times 16. So this and this gets cancelled. And G and G gets cancelled. G and G gets cancelled. So I'm getting the answer as 25 by 64. Okay. 25 by 64. Anything right, wrong? Anyone have some difficulty? I can see 3 answers over here, in which the Komal says a D, and Suyog says C, and other one is Gautam have answered as D. I can also think that this is what I am assuming that Gautam would have done. Now, if I'm saying about the mistake over here, I am saying what 10 oscillations in. Okay. Okay. See, I'm talking about 10 oscillations in 20 seconds. So what is time period? Time period is basically number of oscillation in 1 second. So what is time period? I've not written time period. Can I say that I've written time period correctly here? Number of oscillations per second. So if it is 20 second, it is taking 10 oscillations. So in 1 second, it will be taking how much? 20, 10 by 20 for 1 second. In 1 second, it will be doing this many oscillation. That is what is definition of your time period, number of oscillation per second. So in 20 second, it is 10 oscillation. So in 1 second, it will be 10 by 20. Fine. Let's go to the next one. Yes, next. This is a theory question. In a closed pipe, the oscillations, they'll have a direction of propagation. So they'll be longitudinal, and stationary waves basically you find it in the case of closed pipe. So basically in case pipe you'll get longitudinal and stationary waves. Okay. So theory question. Let's try next one. Let's see next one. Yeah, please try. Answer Komal says B. Okay. Bottom answer is A. Okay. So your also says A. Okay, let's see. So there's a small concept in this. We'll just see. We have two spheres of electric charge plus 2 nanocoulomb and minus 8 nanocoulomb. So okay, so I have a 2 charge. Now what is happening? This 2 charge before, when they are not in the contact, that time when I'm trying to write their electrostatic force. So F1, say I'm trying to denote it with F1. So I can write it as K, that is Coulombic constant, 910⁹. And another charge 2 into 8. So 2 into 8, because it's nanocoulomb, so 10⁻⁹ 10⁻⁹ is basically equal to 10⁻⁻18 over d square. This is the present, the first case. Now, if they're allowed to touch each other, so remember when you are allowed to touch two charges, this becomes the case of conduction. It becomes conduction. So when they come into the contact, this will become what? This will in totality, it will be 2 and this will be -8. So because this charge now on this behaves as a one body, so that for one body, the charge on one body will be -6 nanocoulomb. And when then they are separated. So now at this situation, what will happen? Because it's a conduction case, so they will in conduction. You have to remember that they divide the charge and they will get separated. Equally, the charge divided and they get separated. So it gets K 3 into 3, 10 raised to -18 upon say d2 square. Here I will represent it as d1 square. See, induction, what happens if you have something as here the magnitude will become what? If it is this is q, the other one also will be q. Only thing will be it can be of opposite sign. If this is -q, if this is +q, this will become -q. This is what is the case of its conduction magnitude. In the case of in case of induction, the magnitude doesn't change and the direction of the charge also changes. In case of conduction, what happens? The charge gets different. If you have 2 points, they'll get equally distributed, and the sign also stays in the same thing. Now I have this situation. Now you can see here. So basically, if I'm saying here, this is if I'm trying to compare both of them. Now they're asking what is the distance between them to get a repulsive force of same magnitude as before. Okay. Now I wanted to have a same magnitude. So I equate both of them. I need to have it as the magnitude of this should be same, irrespective of sign. So k gets cancelled. 10 raised to -18, 10 raised to -18 gets cancelled. So I have basically what 16 upon d1 whole square equals to 9 upon d2 whole square. So I need to find out what new distance. So basically I have to find out d2. So d2 upon d1 whole square, I can write it as what? d2 upon d1 whole square, I can write it as 9 upon 16. That is nothing but 3 upon, if I want to write this will become what? 3 upon 4. 3 upon 4 whole square. So I can write that d2 will be what? 3 by 4 of d1, which in my case the d1 is what? D. So answer should be 3 by 4 d. Answer for d. Okay. So D. D is the option. So Suyog, Gautam, Komal was right. Komal is D. Please check your answer. I think this is how we'll get the answer. So D2 will be 3 by 4 times of D. Okay, let's go to the next question. Yeah. Next. So bottom says it's D. This right. Others also. Bottom says it's D. Anyone else? It's still figuring out. So good. Trying is what matters. Still figure out. Okay, so we have 3-point charges 2q, 2q, and minus 4q. Okay, so see, this is basically equilateral triangle we are saying. So say if I'm assuming A, B, C, so this I can take it in any order. So A, B, C. A here I have plus 2q. B I have plus 2q. And C again I have minus 4q. So as we know that when we talk about direction of dipole, it is always negative to positive. So for this case, if I'm talking about this case, it's negative to positive here. So this is negative to positive. So this I'll get one dipole. Okay, so this is one dipole I get. And again, negative to positive, another dipole. Because the distance is same, equilateral triangles, x, x, x. So magnitude doesn't matter. It will stay again. The magnitude will stay same. Okay. Right. So if I'm talking about the dipole here, so basically I can say if I'm trying to draw the diagram for this, I can say that it's something like this, where I have this as P, this as P, and this angle will be 60. Being a vector, what I can do, I can find the resultant of this two vector. Look at these two vectors. So if I'm trying to find out resultant for this two vectors, so P net, if I'm trying to find, it will be root over P square plus P square plus 2P square cos 60 degree. Cos 60 degree. Now this will be basically 2P square plus cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So I have another P square over here. So I can write it as basically root over 3P. Now what will be magnitude of P? So P basically, I can see, I know that the formula for dipole is basically what? I take the charge and I take the distance between them. Right? Distance between them. So I'll write this. So this is what is P value. So now I have got P net total this much. So in that P is how much? This is the value. So I write it as root over 3 and 2Q times 2x. So basically, I can write it as 2 root 3 qx. 2 root 3 qx. Hope you got this. Please verify.
How to take the charge?
The charge? We haven't taken charge. We have just kept it as in the form of Q. We haven't taken the charge. If they'll ask you to find out charge, in that case, I have to take both the charge. In any of them, I can take in that case. Both will be there in your option. I can take 2Q minus 4Q, both. But because here the magnitude is not same, they are not telling us to take the charge. We are keeping the charge in the terms of Q itself. Okay.
So here
Yeah.
Q in
Q,
this answer and the Q that is given won't be different. They are
No, it will be different. That's what I'm saying. If they are mentioning the answer in terms of magnitude, so for that they'll specify me the same charges. Because they're not specifying me the same charges, because I know that electric dipole moment is basically what electric dipole I know is what they should have equal charges and opposite magnitude. I'm talking about when I'm talking about dipole, electric dipole. But when I'm talking about electric dipole moment, I can have opposite magnitude, but I can have different magnitude but opposite direction. So this is satisfying that condition. It is opposite in its sign but have different magnitude as well. So that's why they're not specifying you to take the charge in the answer. If I have to take the charge, for that I have different charges, so I can't take it in one form. So that's why they are not telling you to take the charges.
so
Okay.
if they have given two column and minus 4 column, then what should we do?
2 column 2
And minus 4 SM.
in the answer. They're giving you
Then
2Q and 4Q both. No, in that case, they'll not give you both. That's what I'm saying. They will give you whenever they'll tell you to find out dipole moment exact value. So they'll give you the magnitude of charges, they'll give you same. That is what is there for you. That's because they had different charges. That's why we are trying to find out net dipole. If they were the same magnitude, so we were not trying to find out the net dipole. Because of the different charge, we are trying to find out net dipole.
okay.
Yeah, next. Okay, let's solve this. You can mute yourself. Thank you. Anyone have the answer? Okay. Gautam says A. Good. Gautam says A. And I say Gautam answer is right. Gautam says A and I say Gautam. Anyone who have different answer? Okay. I'll solve it. Want to try it. Okay. So let's see. Tomer also says, what is the value of K sir? 9 into 10 raised to 9. Komal also says 8. Good. So basically, if you see, they're talking about what we have to find out. We'll use the expression of work done basically for me is what? It's potential energy. For the first case, the potential energy at B will be given as, if I want to write it, in both the case Q1 and Q2 is common. I can directly write it. Why I need to write it multiple times? I'll just write it in the same way. Everyone have the answer A. So yeah, so everyone have the answer in A. So I think it's fine then. I can go to the next question. Very good. Okay. Yeah, next question. Very easy, formula based. So faster calculation. That's all. So both have answers. Just a normal calculation. Answer is 8 and 24. Okay, 8 and 24. So no problem in this. A simple logic in this is what we have to arrange it in. If I'm talking about this, will be arranged in case of this as series. If I'm trying to find out equivalent series for them, I'll get equivalent series here will be equal to 4 by 3 microfarad. Okay. So Komal also have answer as C. Good. Everyone's getting answer as C. So no problem. Next. Autumn says, everyone, I know it's okay. It's easy question also for everyone. It's okay. Only thing is because I want a minimum value, it should be very. I want it to be in minimum value for the effective capacitance. I try to connect it in series. That's all. That's what is the thing. That's the concept here. Is that because to get a minimum resistance, I connect it in the series. So 1/1 plus 1/2 plus 1/4. This will give me answer as 4/7. So the answer is A. Good. Next. Okay, I can explain. The previous question basically said about us. You have to find out the minimum capacity, minimum capacitance for this thing. So to find out minimum capacitance, we have two options. Either we connect something in their reciprocal part in their minimum value, or I can just add them and that gives a maximum value. So as in case of resistors, series used to be R1 plus R2 plus R3. This used to give me maximum value, and this used to be in parallel, which used to give me minimum value. But in case of capacitance, this goes ulta. To get minimum value, you're supposed to connect the capacitance in the series value. So this gives me C equivalent here. So 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C2. So I have different values here. I had 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2. Only thing what was important here is to find out, yeah, in case of series, when capacitance are connected, they will give you minimum capacitance. This year, if you try to take the LCM for this, I have to make everything 4. So this will be 4. Then this here will be 2. So this will become 4 and this will also become 4. So 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. 7 upon 4. This is 1 C equivalent. So C equivalent will be equal to 4 by 7 microfarad. Only thing is this, that when I'm talking about minimum, it has to be this. Welcome. Try this. They're asking you current density. If you don't know the formula for current density, formula of current density is current over area, cross-sectional area. Current density is current over area. That was the problem. Formula was creating problem. 22C, 22D. No, we have two different answers. 23C, 23D. Two different answers. Still. Check, check, check. Let's see. Now, what I know is current density formula, as I said, is J is equal to I upon A and the cross-sectional area. So if I'm talking about I have is 90 milliampere, that is 10 raised to minus 3. Current is 10 raised to minus 3. Again, if I'm talking about the area, it's a cylindrical conductor. Cross-sectional area of cylinder, pi r squared. So pi is 3 they're telling you to take. So pi is 3. R square is I have diameter given here, so 0.1 upon 2 into 10 raised to millimeter. Need to convert it into meter. Minus 3 whole square. This is whole story. So I have here it will become 9 10 raised to minus 2 and 3.1 into 0.1 upon 4 into 10 raised to minus 6. So we'll bring it up here 10 raised to plus 6. Okay, so basically 3 and then I have 12. So 12 times 10 raised to 4. Another 2 will come up. Okay, so I'm getting it as 10 raised to square. So basically I'm getting 1.2. If I'm seeing the option, I get it into this form. Ampere meter square. So you have to see the question also, they're asking the AM minus 2. They could have asked you in milliampere upon mm minus 2 itself. So you have to see that what the question, they will specify you this also, that what they intend for. Okay, so the intention was this. This is basically what form. One thing what is they're checking here is your formula. Second thing is the calculation, because this all is just to waste your time. Simple.
Excuse me, sir.
Formula. Yes, yes.
Sir, cylinder. We do not have to take the both side area of the cylinder. That is cross section area of both side.
Both the sides current area. No. You're saying that you have to take it in this way. Right, this two. This is also pi r square and this is also pi r square. You're saying this. We have to take any one cross-sectional area because we just try to take in that area from where the current will be entering. So we take only one cross-sectional area.
Yes. If we have charge, something charge, and then it is saying find the charge density, then we have to take, I think.
Charge density, we have to take both the area. Charge
Yes.
density, we have to find out which area it is. It's leaving or it is coming. We have to find out that, and in that case, we try to find out the angle between the area and the vector. So that has to be taken because that will be EBS cos theta. So we try to find out that, and then that is you're talking about Gauss law. We try to find out the flux and we equate it to Q by epsilon naught, where Q is the Q enclosed by that area.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next one, let's see. Yeah. Very basic question. You have to make resistance maximum. Resistance depends on what and what. We have to just see that. Norton says it's D, right? It has to be D only. Why it is D? Logically, resistance depends is directly proportional to the area. We have the formula for this is what it is inversely proportional to cross-sectional area and directly proportional to the length. So proportional to length and inversely proportional to area, right? So in that case, Homer also have answer as D, correct? So if I'm making this as 2L and this as D2, basically the new resistance will become 4 times of that. This is so. This is what has to be times. Good. Okay. R depends on L and A. Inversely on A, directly on L. Depends on temperature as well. Depends on the nature of substance also, of material also. Slow raised hand. Yes. Please tell us.
Sir, what does it mean by maximum resistance?
Maximum resistance means in which this condition you can have. Basically, what is the definition of resistance is how much it will resist the flow of current. And resist of which will resist flow of current. Now, if I have a longer length of something or some conductor, so the electrons, the free electrons, have to travel more distance. Okay, and if it have now, if have the shorter, this diameter will be smaller, then the collisions will be more. Collisions will be more, that means temperature will be more. Temperature will be more, that means resistance will be more. So that's what basically, if I talk about resistance, resistance is that condition because of which virtue the flow of charges or the flow of current is being resisted, is being stopped. The second thing, maximum resistance means what is this condition, which among these 4 conditions will provide maximum resistance. That means it will allow least current to pass. That is what is the thing. Least current have to pass. Then I need a maximum resistance, and they are just asking me what will be suitable length and diameter for that maximum resistance among these 4 conditions. So what I said is R is directly proportional to resistance and inversely proportional to area. So based on that, if I see this is the condition where the things are satisfied. Because in this case, it will be what? It will stay like what? Here it will become basically L upon D. In this case, if I'm trying to find, it will be 2L upon D. In this case, if I'm trying to find, it will become L by 4D. In this case, if I'm trying to find, it becomes 4L times D. So if I'm taking L by D as standard R, so in this first case, it will be what? It is equal to R. In second case, it will become 2 times R. In third case, it becomes R upon 4. In fourth case, it becomes 4R. So in this case, it is maximum. So that is what they're asking. Next. Okay, this is very easy. We have IV characteristic. Okay, try. Bottom says C. Okay. No problem with this. IV characteristic of ohmic device. It's VI or IV, it will say proportional. Right, let's go to the next question. The statement wise Ohm's law says is V is proportional to R. Remember, V is proportional to I. It's not I is proportional to V, it's V is proportional to I. If both the statements are there in your option, V is proportional to I is first. So I is proportional to U gives you 1 by 1. The flow gives you 1 by 1. You can do this. 55 answer B, right? See, there is obviously you can use the loop law of Kirchhoff. Whatever is coming out is going in. There's a long format also from here because this is coming like this. Here 5 is going, so that means here 15 will go. Now from here, if 15 ampere is coming, and so total incoming current should be total outgoing current. So here 19 will come. Again, now here 5 is coming, 3A is going. So this means, sorry, total incoming, yeah. So total incoming, total outgoing. So 19 ampere. From here 5 is coming, 3 goes on this side. So 2 comes on this side. Now this both 2 and 19 are coming here. So this has to be 21 ampere. This is one method, and directly also in this kind of questions you can do directly. You can see the total how much is coming in. This is coming in, and this is coming in, and how many are going out. So this is going out. So total have to be what 24. If it is coming in, has 24 should go out. So based on that 21 also. Based on that also 21 is the answer. So you can verify it as well. So answer will be 20 because total value here is 20 and 4 is 24. Here 3 and 21 will make it 24. The total incoming current is total outgoing current according to Kirchhoff's current or Kirchhoff's loop rule. Try this. So see what I can write this circuit. If I'm writing this circuit, I can write it in this form. If I have things arrangement is something like this. Have the arrangement something like this. Here, if I see the first current goes from 0, and here at this point it is getting differentiated. From here, if the current is coming here, also one junction is there. So from again this junction, two different current is there. So I can take 3 and 6 ohm in parallel. Now again here what is happening is 4 ohm. Okay, here I have 4 ohm. So this is something how the arrangement will look like. So if I'm trying to find out the equivalent resistance, if the equivalent resistance for this two will be what? Equivalent resistance for this two, this all will be in parallel. So this also will become 2 ohm. So now equivalent resistance of total thing will be how much? The total equivalent resistance for this circuit becomes 8 ohm. As they have mentioned, there is an internal resistance of 1 ohm. They have mentioned if equivalent resistance is found out and they're telling that we have an internal resistance of 1 ohm. So what I can write, the total resistance will become 9 ohm. So they're asking you what is the power dissipated. So power dissipated formula, either I can write P is equal to VI. Okay, P is equal to VI. So P, I don't have the current value. I have the resistance value. P is equal to VI. I don't have the current value over here. So what I can do is basically they're telling me the power dissipated in 3 ohm resistance. So 3 ohm resistance I need to find out. So what I can write, I is equal to V is equal to IR. I can write I because I have the V value. So what I can do is I need to find out in terms of resistance. So this will be basically what? V square. V square. This will become what? If I'm substituting it here, it will become basically V square upon R. But the thing what they're asking is power dissipated in 3 ohm resistance. So for 3 ohm resistance, if I'm trying to find out the current, for the 3 ohm resistance, I'm trying to find out current. They're asking me power, right? Then I don't need R equivalent in that case. V square by R, if I'm trying to do just, that should give my answer. Resistance is how much? 3 ohm resistance. I have 100 over here. This is 15. 45 times of 450 and 450. So there's nothing like that in the option then. Okay, so if I'm writing in the terms of the equivalent resistance also, so I'll get it as what? 4.5 times 4.5 upon equivalent resistance also I'm saying. Though I can't do that, that will be a wrong logic, let me tell you that. Okay, so 5 5 are 25, then 240 to 225. So in this case also I'm getting the answer as 2.25. So this question is wrong. If I'm trying to find out the current here, then that is a possibility. If I'm trying to find out current, I can use that formula that I can try to find out current over here V upon R. Okay. This one
Sir,
is
sir,
yes,
don't you think that for the circuit that you have drawn is something mistake, because the 4 ohm resistance is in, I think, parallel with this whole circuit, 2 ohm and the resultant of
we
3.
can try this again. No problem. What
Yes,
we
sir.
can do is here we can current is coming. So say I have a current coming over here. And this junction, this so up to here, so see here this junction is there. So if here I1 comes, so in this junction I minus I1 goes, okay, and then in this junction if I1 there is I current. Can you mute yourself? Yeah, thanks. I'll just come back to you. I is there, then I is bifurcating, so here I1 will come, okay, correct. Here this one will go I minus I1. In this junction again what is happening here is again in this junction I have bifurcation, there is no junction, okay. Okay, so if I have I1 minus I1 here, this is one I. Okay, so again, I don't have to do bifurcation. I can have, because there is no particular thing over here. So this current will go in this. This also have I minus I1. Then at this junction I1 comes. This comes in the form of I. Okay. So I have two this thing in series and this two in parallel. Resultant of this thing. Correct. This is this is in, okay, this two are in series and other two are in parallel. Okay, fine. So if I'm writing 1 by 6 plus 1 by 4, so I should get what R equivalent will be how much here. So this will become 4 plus 6 if I want to write. So 4 plus 6 and I'll take it as 24. I'm getting it as 10 by 24. Basically R equivalent will become what? R equivalent will become 24 upon 10, which is nothing but 12 upon 5. I'm trying for this thing, and then I have this, all this are in parallel then. Then for that situation will be what? 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2. This will be basically 5 upon 12. If I'm trying to make all these things same, so this will be what? So why I took this in parallel? This is in series. This is in series. Because I minus I1 same current is going in that. So this I don't need only. That will be 10. This will be 1 by 10. So if I'm trying to make the denominator same, basically I'll get here how much? 30, 15. So I have 15 plus 10 plus 3 upon 30. So it basically is what? 30 upon 31. 30 upon 31 will give you the resistance. But the thing is what they're asking you power dissipated. So if I'm trying to find the power dissipated formula is V and I. I is already given to me. I don't. I know that in 3 years. So I need to find out first I value. So that I'll get to know that what is the I growing in this 3 using this. Because this is this, what is I going and this is that value, right? This is going, that I value is going through this. So that circuit current I should find out. So I will be how much? I will be equal to V, V is equal to IR. So I is equal to V upon R. So V is basically 4.5. One more R is there here. So I 61 upon 31. I have 61 upon 31. Okay. So if I am taking it into your logic also, this is what will be that questions come. Okay. So I think there's some problem with the data. Okay, try this. Try this. previous question is basically given in this way. This is a circle. Okay. Bottom has an answer for this. I was just seeing the previous question. This is what is a circuit, something like this. And this is a circle. And the circle. I'm not trying point to point. This is a circle, and this is. So I have a resistance over here. 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 So this is 3 ohm. This is 2 ohm. This is 6 ohm, and this is 4 ohm. And this have what? 4.5 volt and 1 ohm internal resistor basically. Trying to say with same concept which we were doing, that current is getting changed here. So here we'll have some different current, here some different. Can I draw the circuit in this way? Is there any? Please verify this. I have one resistance here, so I can write it in the form of 1 ohm. This is 4.5. So this is like this. Then I have this in this fashion. After going to this, and then it is going bifurcating to 3 and 6. So here it is coming current here like this, and then this and this it is they're getting bifurcating. So this and this is parallel. And then whatever comes out comes to 4. I can do this, and I can do this as. I think this is what basically the structure can be drawn for our question. If I'm marking, this one is 4 ohm, this one is 2 ohm, this one is 3 ohm, this one is 6 ohm. Yeah, now you can verify that. Correct. According to the question, this is fine because here it is going, these two are in parallel, and this is coming out. This have different current again. This have different current again, and what current goes in this only bifurcates in this one, right? Whatever current from here I comes out, and this I1 goes. So here whatever goes is I minus I1. So here I have two different currents. So here I have I minus I1, and here I have I1. This I1 only divides here. It goes in this and this. So whatever I1 is here, that I1 here goes in different values. This have different current. This have different current. I think now, yeah. So now the
Yes. Yes, sir. This is the correct. I think I have also drawn like this, and I got power dissipated is equals to 0.75 watt in 3 omega. Yes.
So 3 ohm, so 3 volt, 3
Yes.
ohm volt, right? So if I'm
Yes.
doing with this thing, the equivalent resistance will come as what? How much will be the equivalent resistance for this? Equivalent resistance can be written here for 3 and 6. So I think 3, 6, so 1 by 2, 2, 2, everything in parallel. So equivalent resistance R I'll get for 2, and then I'll add 1 to this. So basically equivalent resistance will come as 3. Equivalent resistance 3. So current value, I value for the total circuit, it is basically V upon R. So V upon R is 4.5 upon R is 3. So this is basically the 1.5 current. So 1.5 current is coming here. Now 1.5 current starts from this point, 1.5. Now it gets distributed equally. So here I'll get 0.75, here I'll get 0.75. Then again 0.75 gets divided in both of them. Okay. So basically, if I'm trying to find out the power, so power I can write in 3 ohm as I square R, where I square I can write it as 0.5 into 0.5 per square, the current into 3. 0.25 R, so 0.75 watt, right? 28th answer, no, everyone is on 28th answer. Anyway, this is fine. We'll go to 28 now. So 28 answer is Gautam says B. So your answer is, can you write in the terms of options?
I got root 2 is to 1 is to root 2. There are none in the options.
No option. Okay. So the formula basically what we'll be using here is basically R is equal to mv by qb. So mv I can write it in the form of 2m kinetic energy upon qb. From this I am very important that R is proportional to root over m upon q. Okay, because uniform magnetic field and same kinetic energy. So both are same. This is same and this is same. 2 is anyway constant. So after talking about proton, neutron, and alpha particle projected perpendicular, the ratio of the radii of the circular path. So now if I'm writing it for proton, so I'll write Rp. So Rp, if I'm assuming it to be, so Rp here will be what? Root over Mp upon Qp. Then if I'm writing R for deuterium, that's represented with deuterium. So deuterium will be basically what? This root over 2 mass of proton over charge is not different, it's not different. Alpha particle is then again alpha particle if I'm going to write. So alpha particle is basically mass will be 4 times and 4 times of proton and charge will be 2 times of proton. So this will basically give me what? This will give, okay, so this is under root. So basically this will give me what? This should come out of the root. So I'll get it as root over mp upon qb. qp. This is what is the total thing I'm getting. Now you have to find out ratio of this proton, deuterium, and this thing. So I have root mp upon qp is 2. I have what? Root 2 into root mp upon qp is 2. Another I have is root over mp upon qp. You can see basically I'm getting it as 1 is 2, root 2 is to 1. You can, I think it is clear now. This is what is the basic ratio. Root mp, root mp, root mp is constant, qp is constant. Only thing, so here I'll get it as 1 is to root 2 is to 1. Because I'm just writing everything. Deuterium is basically 2 times proton. Here the mass. Here this alpha particle is basically helium is 2 and 4. So this is what I think should be the answer. So 1. Number 8. And check your answer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
In that alpha particle, I think you have made some mistake.
No, it is 4 mp. For alpha particle, the mass is basically 4 times of, so root over 4 times of mass of proton upon the charge is basically 2 times of qp. So that's what I've written. So if you take it out, it will be basically root 2 root mp over 2 qp. So 2 gets cancelled because under root 4 is 2. So that's why I've written this. That's right.
Oh, sorry, sir, my mistake. I thought it was
That's
whole
okay.
root.
Okay. No, that's why I tried to take it out. I understood that I have taken full. So that's why. This is not full. Okay. Fine. So first is the option. Next one. So if we take the formula, we know that the magnetic field at the center, okay, over the ratio of magnetic field at the axis is equals to 1 plus x square upon r square by over 3 raised to. And anyway, they have mentioned you already it is 5 root 5 times. So the question what is given to us is B center is equal to 5 root 5 B on axis. I can write the ratio is equal to 5 root 5 here. This ratio is 5 root 5. So I can write 1 plus x square upon r square over 3 by 2 is equal to 5 root 5. I can square both sides. So basically the question will stay as 1 plus x square upon r square 3 is equal to 25 times 5, that is 75. I have r value is 0.1 meter. If I'm substituting that, so I'll basically get it about 1 plus x square by 0.1 square. I can send this thing on this side. 25, sorry, 25 by it will be 125. So 125 will basically become what? 125 cube root. So 125 cube root, if I'm trying to solve 1.1, so if you're trying to solve this approximately, I think so answer comes as 0.2 meters. This is what I basically wanted to tell you in this equation. This is kind of important. Try this.
Sir,
Yes,
is c the velocity of light or just a constant?
it's velocity of light.
Okay, sir.
Actually, we don't need a sleep. So that's why you can do it without C as well. That's why they have not given it to you. C is not mentioned, but what is C? So you can assume it to be a constant also. You can assume to be a velocity of light also. But the thing is, they have not mentioned unless until they are not stating in dimensional formula. We can't assume something. Maybe C is a constant only. You have to without. You should see that without whatever is given, with that only you're able to get your answer. In this, what I can write pressure as A upon Bx minus Ct square upon Bx. So I know what if we use principle of homogeneity, I can say that whatever dimension of T will be there, it will be equal to the dimension of A upon Bx. So what I can write that, okay, we have an answer. It is ml minus 2T0. ml2 minus T0. Okay, let's see. Px. So Px, so A by B is basically Px. So dimension of Px, pressure dimension is what? Dimension of pressure is what? Basically force upon area. So ml minus 1, T minus 2 times L. So it's basically mt minus 2. So what will be the dimension of A upon B? The pressure is equal to force upon area. Force is basically mlt minus 2. And area is L square. So this gives you ml minus 1, T minus 2. The next. It's not density, it's pressure specified there. Yeah, solve this. cube. Dimension formula. P into pressure into volume Q. So pressure is basically ml minus 1, T minus 3. ml 5, T minus 2. EV cube if you're saying, so cube will be basically what? L cube's cube. L cube's cube is basically L raised to 9. So it will be basically ml8, sorry, T minus 2 pressure. ml8 T minus 2. Yes. Good. The way is fine. You do it like this and then you do it. Okay. So the answer will be ml8 T minus 2. Right? So this were a few questions. We'll have another session again for the questions where rest of chapters will come into picture. Okay. The rest part of it. Anyway, we'll stop for today. We'll have another sessions on chemistry. 2 sessions will be there. One more physics session will be there. Okay, so tomorrow we have chemistry revision session where we'll be doing questions itself. There's no theory in that. Only questions. Okay. Anyway,
So,
thanks. Yes.
sir, the exam date is postponed, so we will have more session or the same as we have scheduled.
That I don't know. That is not being informed for me. At present, whatever is informed that we have the session till 31st. But whatever further sessions also we are having, everything is based on questions. There is no theory sessions.
Okay, thank you, sir.